Welcome back to the Roundabout podcast. We'll be talking about Battle Tendency, aka Part 2 of JoJo.
With the best JoJo, Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
Is he one of your favorites?
He is one of my favorites because he's so much fun and he shows up a lot.
So far, he's one of my favorites. I haven't seen every single season yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Is it because it's because Joseph is so much of a likable jerk?
He is.
Joseph breaks the fourth wall. It blows my mind every single time, and it's even funnier when the antagonist breaks the fourth wall at a point.
The antagonists get really mad when Joseph does his whole, and your next line is
This, and then they say the next line, and then you're shocked.
and they get super mad about it.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph's that good at reading people, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
But the story takes place pre-World War II. I believe 1 or 2 years before the U.S. actually starts in World War.
Yeah, because it's like starting right on it. Because this part does include Nazis. That is an inclusion in it.
And
yeah.
the Nazis are kind of the good guys in this.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Surprisingly, and
Well-
I'm shocked.
But we follow the grandson of Jonathan Joestar from Part 1, Joseph Joestar. And it's a first. He's an American JoJo.
American.
He's American.
Yes.
We have some returning cast members, such as Irina, who I think got better with age. She's sassy now.
Yeah, she's like wine. She's
like
gets better
wine.
with age.
She got better with age. She got more interesting as an old lady.
Yeah.
Yes.
But most importantly, our good friend Speedwagon is back.
Oh, yeah, Speedwagon.
He got older, and now he owns a company. The
An
Speedwagon
oiling company,
An
yeah.
oiling company.
Yes.
He's so rich, he could probably buy the president.
Oh, yeah.
So the series starts out with Speedwagon on a little tour to Mexico, right?
I believe so, yeah.
It was somewhere in the
Yeah.
Mexico area,
Was it
Where-
with the Aztecs?
like the Aztecs.
That is
Okay.
Mexico.
Yeah.
is
At least
Mexico.
it's South America.
It was South America.
Yeah.
So Speedwagon found out where the stone mask came from. You know, the stone mask that caused all of Part 1. And he found out who made them. The Pillar Men. The Pillar Men are, I like to call them
Buff Aztec
they're
people.
buff Aztec people. They eat vampires. They literally eat them. Humans are like ants to the Pillar Men.
Mm-hmm.
They could literally walk right through you, and you're dead.
Pretty much.
So one of the people accompanying Speedwagon, Straitso,
One of the Haman users from Part 1, right?
who is rather unforgettable, decides, hey, as a vampire, I could be young forever, so I'm gonna kill everyone, including you, Speedwagon. Take this stone mask, become a vampire, and then kill Joseph. Because Straitso's kind of that kind of guy.
Yeah, but he kind of failed at the end.
Oh yeah, Joseph came prepared for him. Joseph pulled out a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still wondering where he got that from, because that came out of left field.
He hit it super well.
Anime logic.
And I do like the beginning of Part 1 with Straitso, since Straitso is kind of on the level of Part 1 Dio.
Yeah.
He's shooting eye beams.
Yep.
He can regenerate about as well as Dio. So, with how easy Joseph was able to kill Straitso, it's telling when the Pillar Men, when they show up, Joseph has so much trouble with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was just kind of born with the ability of Haman. He never learned how to use it. And
never learned.
to defeat the Pillarmen, you need Haman.
Yeah.
Pillar Men are weak to Hamon and the Sun. Don't exactly know how that works.
The
Well-
vampires.
Well, they're vampires technically. They're
Technically.
super vampires.
Yeah.
Until later on.
Until later on. But Joseph finds out that Speedwagon is in Mexico, being taken care of by Nazis. Specifically, Stroheim,
Stroheim
von
mode.
Stroheim.
He's actually one of my favorite characters in that part.
who loves his fatherland so much, he speaks so highly of it.
Yes.
he will never betray his country.
German science is
Never
the best science in the world.
German science is the best science in the world.
pride himself in that.
And when we meet the first Pillar Man, I forget what his name was. It was like a
Oh, the
Shoot.
first Builderman.
Santiago?
Oh.
No, it's
Santana.
not Santana. I think
Santana,
it was Santana.
It's like a Mexican deity. I have no idea. I don't really know. It's a Mexican deity.
Santana.
Santana.
Like a band too? I'm pretty sure that's a music
I believe
reference.
that's a band.
yeah,
Santana's
Santana's actually a band. One of their songs they made Black Magic Woman.
Yeah, but Stroheim
Ah.
does bring a mention to a god named Santana.
Yeah,
Or either that or he could be pulling it out of his ass. I don't know.
pretty much. Who knows?
I'm sure they just gave him the name because they're like, all right, well.
Well, it
worked.
is Hideo Rocky. He does love his musical references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we first meet this guy, he's practically he compared to like the other Pillar Man, he's about the strength of a child.
Yeah, he's barely even half of how strong the actual Pillarmen are.
And given how he manages to kill all the Nazis and like nearly kills Joseph. If it weren't for like Stroheim, they would have died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Storyham was the hero.
The
He was
Nazi
the hero.
hero.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be saying
The
that.
Nazi hero. Here I am thinking, oh shoot, well he died, but he came back mechanically.
He's a cyborg now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So Speedwagon decides, Joseph, you gotta train, because there's more Pillar Men. There's 3 more. So I'm gonna team you up with Caesar Zappelli.
Which, guess what? Grandson of William Zappelli.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good thing William never mentioned that.
I know, right?
Granted, he kind of forgot, probably.
Yeah, but it makes me happy we get another Led Zeppelin reference.
Oh yeah, and Caesar, unlike his grandfather, he's rather cocky.
Very cocky.
I would say
He's very prideful.
the
of his
two
family.
grandsons are like almost polar opposites of their grandfathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
William's a mentor. Caesar's a best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Amazing. And Caesar doesn't take a liking to Joseph because
Well, in the beginning.
because Caesar believes that Jonathan wasn't worthy of William's skills.
Yeah, pretty much that it was all Jonathan's fault that Zappelli died in part 1.
Which is completely untrue.
Yeah,
Jonathan deserved it because he was a good boy.
he was a good
Yes, a very good boy.
So, then Caesar takes Joseph to train with Lisa, a master hormone user.
boy. And another music reference.
Oh yeah. Little does Joseph know that Lisa is his mother, which he, I believe, never finds out.
He finds out at the very end.
Yeah.
Like Lisa does tell him at the very end, which is very awkward because Joseph does
Really?
look at her through a keyhole while she's bathing.
Yeah.
So that's gonna lead to some weird questions.
Really, he actually found out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
found out. Lisa did tell him like the narrator said. And the narrator never lies.
Mm-hmm.
But the training goes well.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph's got a little bit over a month to defeat these Pillar Men.
Well, the reason why he has only 1 month is because
He's got the wedding ring of death.
He's
Yeah.
got 2 wedding rings, one on his throat and one in his heart.
yeah, and then
got-
that's pretty much it.
He's got to defeat Wamu, AC/DC, and Cars.
I love that movie.
And
Vroom vroom.
AC/DC, being the kind of person he is, interrupts their training to fight Joseph and take the Redstone of Asia.
Totally.
Which is the last piece they need to reach true immortality with the stone mask.
Which eventually does happen.
And really, when you do see what kind of power you get from that, it's rather impressive.
It
Oh
is.
yeah.
So Joseph defeats AC/DC, and then the Redstone of Asia is taken to which To which snowy area? Like
Oh.
they took it to like
I don't know the specific area,
the
but
Himalayas, I believe.
I think you're
Is it?
right.
Was it the Himalayas?
The Himalayas. I don't
It was
think
like
it was.
a really snowy area where the Germans are. Spoiler.
All I know is that
No, I
somewhere
wasn't
where
German.
the Germans will be at. They intercept the train and then they got the package.
And Joseph is surprised that Stroheim is back.
Oh yeah,
Even though Stroheim blew himself up with a grenade.
Yeah, but remember,
Sure.
a German.
science is the best science in the world.
Yes,
And he's got a machine gun in his stomach.
it makes him twice as badass now.
Yeah.
There's kind of a running gag with Stroheim where
Oh, yeah.
where he claims that German science is the best, and then he gets his ass kicked,
Pretty
and
much.
then he comes back stronger than ever. But spoiler alert: Stroheim dies at the very end, like not by some super powered Aztec god. No, he gets shot in the head by some kid with a sniper.
Pretty much.
That's how he dies.
Yep. I like how they show him as his badass person in the beginning, but the narrator proceeds to say, "But he died to a sniper."
Yeah, he died for his country,
He did.
and that's something admirable.
It is.
Very.
Even though he's a Nazi.
And
Actually, I don't know if that's admirable.
I think it's nice that two people can come together, two groups can come together, Nazis and Americans can come together and agree we need to stop these sexy Aztec men.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you come together with someone else for that, man?
Yeah.
I mean, put your differences aside. These Aztec boys are gonna rip us to shreds.
Yeah.
Plus I like how even the Nazis, like after their first attempt with the Pillar Men to use them as a weapon, they just decided, okay, these Pillar Men are dangerous. We're not gonna use them because like any other show would have the Nazis constantly trying to weaponize the Pillar Men.
Yeah.
Yep.
But nah, these Nazis are smart. They go, nah,
Yeah.
they're dangerous. Let's
They
get
actually
rid of
have some sense in them.
They have some sense. I admire that
Oh yeah.
for Nazis. But hey.
Yeah.
But Caesar eventually dies thanks to Wamu.
Whammo.
Man,
He follows the tradition of the Sapelli family.
yeah,
But Caesar's death was just as tragic as
Oh,
his
the-
grandfather.
yeah.
Oh, it was
I feel like it
super-
was more tragic just because he swallowed his pride just to give Joseph the last of his energy.
He's
Much
much like his grandfather.
yeah, kind of like his grandfather without the pride stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And-
because Zapelli was just like, yeah, just take it. You can have, but this one was
And then-
Caesar. Was like, no, take it from me.
And then he gets crushed by a rock
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
it's
shape of a cross. which-
ironically.
the most on-the-nose symbolism.
Yep.
And then when Joseph finds out, he sees the blood coming from the rock, and he just screams.
Mm-hmm.
That is very emotional.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
his amazing crying scene.
And I do like how Joseph takes Caesar's little band and wears it
Oh, the headband.
with a
Yeah.
little headband. And
In
he's-
honor.
in honor of Caesar, and he doesn't even use the lip ring that Caesar took from Wamu.
Because he wants to honor that battle too.
Yeah, and even Wamu during the Caesar fight gets a little bit of a little bit of pride and justice in him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when he had the opportunity to destroy the bubble that Caesar made for Joseph, he just decides, no, he fought honorably. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Like he's gonna remember his fight with Caesar, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wamu is like the best pillar man, and it is kind of sad the way he went out. But at the very least, he did die the way he always would have wanted.
Which is pridefully.
Pridefully, honor, and I am glad that Wamu didn't get to see what Cars did. Cheat.
She. Oh,
He learned
that
it from
cheating
watching
bastard.
you, Joseph. He learned it from watching you.
I was never the plan to fight fair. You were gonna die to begin with, Lisa.
You know, Cars. You know, some people give credit to Cars for being like the most interesting villain because he's basically a personification of like Darwin's theory of
evolution?
survival of the fittest. Because
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
think it, but Cars is actually a scientist. He was the one that made the stone mask, and he was the one that realize that through evolution of the stone mask and the red stone of Asia, they can survive the sun and become godlike. Like he also slaughtered his whole race.
Yeah.
He did.
He was very unforgiving.
He slaughtered his whole race, but kept 2 babies.
And AC/DC helped him out with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And plus he got a sick blade from his wrist out of it.
Yeah,
So
dude. I really like Cars' design with the
Okay.
blades and his power too, which is it's just like reflecting the light, right?
yeah, like I personally like his long hair. It's like a personification of like a god. Like I look at Cars and I think, yeah, that guy's a god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And plus he kind of saves a dog during one scene that we get to see, which shows Cars a little bit of an animal person. Never knew that.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
Tiny
But-
bit.
Except with squirrels. I believe he hates squirrels.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he actually turned one of his fists into a squirrel to eat another squirrel. And it's funny how one of the characters, I think, was it Joseph, I think? I don't know, one of the characters just shout at the squirrel, "Don't interact with the squirrel, he's gonna kill you."
I believe that was Stroheim.
I would say it had to be one of like the more minor characters. I would have expected it from Smokey.
One of the
yeah,
characters did.
Smokey is a character. Well, you only
Yeah.
see him like twice.
Dude,
Yeah.
how could you forget him? He becomes president.
Yeah, he
He
does.
does the first black president, Smokey Brown, and plus Joseph does save him from the cops in the beginning,
That's true.
which goes to show that Joseph, despite being kind of a likable jerk, also loves Smokey. He likes
Yeah.
Smokey. Like
They're
he
good
can't
buddies.
he can't stand down and see something like that happen.
I'm really sad Smokey didn't get more screen time, but
I know,
he was
right?
there when it mattered.
I mean, he was there when it mattered, and I'm glad he's there. He serves his purpose, and he's there to show Joseph as being a kind-hearted person like his grandfather.
Yep. But he does it in a jerk-like way.
He does it in a jerk-like way, but gosh, we love Joseph for it.
Yeah, we really
Oh,
do.
yeah.
That's
But-
why we didn't even talk about Joseph's special move.
Running away,
Oh yeah, that's his ultimate secret special move.
something that he does even in his old age.
Yep.
He'll run away from any problem. Like
Yeah.
I do love it when Stroheim accidentally screws up and gives Cars the opportunity to achieve his ultimate life form.
Yep. No,
Like,
shut off the UV.
Like Joseph just grabs the red stone of Asia and books it out of there.
Yep.
Grabs a plane and just says, "I'm out of here."
God,
Actually, the last episode is actually probably one of my favorite episodes. It shows a lot of action with Cars and Joseph.
It's basically like one big chase. Like
Yeah.
Joseph can't even touch him.
I just love like Joseph's chain of luck though.
The-
That everything managed to fall into place at the end.
Yeah.
At the very end.
Like here's like a taste of what Cars, like Ultimate Cars, can do. He can like turn his hand into a ravenous squirrel.
He can fly.
He can fly. He can
Yeah.
He can fly. He can shoot his wings like a bullet,
Yep.
and then turn those feathers into piranhas and octopuses.
Tentacles.
Hi, my friend.
Octopi.
Tentacles.
Tentacles. And plus he can also survive a volcano
For a few minutes.
for a few minutes, but he survived.
Yes.
And most importantly, he can use Hamo,
Oh yeah.
which
yeah.
is the most terrifying because
That means he's got no weakness.
he's got no weaknesses. He can survive the sun. There's no way you could beat
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Until the very end where he gets launched up into space.
Which is dumb luck on Joseph's part.
Yep.
Because
Like-
he lost his hand.
He lost his hand.
He did.
But I do like how how Cars was only able to be defeated, not killed, because he got launched into space.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just got launched into space.
Like,
He
he's-
tried flying back.
And then he froze in space and he's just floating there.
He
just gave up.
half god, half mineral now, just floating in space, and then eventually lost his train of thought.
Yeah.
Just
Wait.
stopped thinking.
Which may or may not mean he kind of just killed himself.
I mean, he
still say he's
can't.
alive.
I
I
still
mean-
say he's
I
alive
mean-
because keep in mind he's basically immortal at this point.
I mean, we don't necessarily. I mean, I'm willing to bet that he can still die. It's just that he's got so many abilities that it'd be super difficult to kill him.
I
Yeah.
guess. I'm not sure.
I personally like to think that Cars killed himself as some sort of weird irony.
Uh-huh.
Like the only way Joseph could beat Cars
Is
is
if he killed himself?
is if Cars
Yeah.
killed himself.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks Joseph's dead.
Yeah, because he was just launched into the ocean.
Yep.
No one saw anything
Yeah.
from him.
Boom. Then his wife.
His
Did-
new wife,
his new
Susie
wife?
Q, the maid of Lisa.
Yep. She didn't send the anagram, so everyone just assumed
She didn't say anything.
Yep.
Like Lisa, she never told Lisa.
she
What
never
I love
said anything.
is the idea of that. If that wasn't his funeral, he would just crash someone else's funeral.
He came the day after.
Yeah.
Yep. He just crashed someone's funeral. I was like, oh hey, who's this dead dude? Oh, is that supposed to be me?
Yeah.
And
And then just proceeds to tell his wife, why didn't you send the anagram?
I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just forgot. Very casually.
Joseph is surprisingly stronger than you think, given the fact that he's survived everything that happened to him in part 1 and space.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He survived space.
space.
Like he wasn't on the he wasn't in the vacuum of space, but he was pretty close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty close.
And-
Just high up there.
He was pretty high up there and landed in the ocean. Though.
Yeah. With luck, he landed in the ocean.
The
And then
atmosphere
got
didn't kill him.
rescued.
He got rescued.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He got
Good for
healed
him.
back to life and then got married.
Yeah, and he got a new hand too.
Good for him.
New hand.
A robot hand.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks to
sir.
Strahan.
Yes.
Who then died.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad we never see Stroheim again.
I know.
No, he was likable.
Actually, we do get to see him in a future part, but
Yeah.
it's not
What?
the exact Strahan.
Well, it's not the exact Stroheim, alternate universe Stroheim.
Oh, I'm very intrigued now.
Yeah.
Don't be too excited. He's only in like one page,
Yeah, pretty much.
One page. Oh, that's unfortunate then.
along with a few other alternate universe characters.
Ooh. Dio.
Yeah, actually.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Dio's there too. Except
Dio's actually a good person.
Yeah, that's a funny
I mean,
joke.
Oh.
I mean, arguably that version of Dio is the nicest you would come across,
Yeah.
Oh.
but that's like part 7.
Yeah,
so
we'll get to that eventually.
yeah,
Eventually.
we'll talk about Diego.
Diego. Oh. Diego.
He's got Dio on his hat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
But I do. Part 2 is like my second favorite of the JoJo parts.
That's the same for me. I like part 5 a lot, but part 2 is a close favorite.
But
I have yet to determine my favorite.
would you prefer like part 1 and part 2?
Well, right now I prefer part 2.
Hmm.
Part 1 was a nice introduction. Like it actually got me into JoJo. And then part 2, after seeing part 2, wow, I wonder what's going to happen next. Can't wait for season 2 though. I hear the Japanese Joseph, was it? Not
Joseph hates the Japanese.
yes. I hear I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to it. 'Cause,
there's a reason behind that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
part
doesn't-
2 was a cliffhanger for me.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cliffhanger because I just saw oh, in the end this happened.
Yep.
And then I forgot. I think it was something else that was hinting towards part 3. I was like, oh damn.
Just remember, everything up to now, as in Haman, doesn't matter.
Does not matter in part 3.
Nope.
Oh,
I mean, Joseph still uses it in part 3, but like
it ain't gonna matter.
twice.
Yeah, pretty
No.
much.
Not really. Surprisingly, even though their main villain in part 3 is a vampire.
So let me guess. There's gonna be something with Stan involved.
When we get to part 3, we'll be talking all about stands.
People do in
Oh.
fact stand in that part.
Stands, just Stan.
And depending on who you ask, Joseph may or may not have a stand the whole time during part 2.
Oh,
But But you'll find out what Joseph's stand is in in the next episode.
yeah.
Joseph, is he the best JoJo?
So far, yes.
Yeah, he's really good. Not the best one, but he's really good.
Yeah, I know you love Giorno.
Yay.
We'll be talking about Jordo. I know.
Ooh.
Like, I expect a full essay about how great Jordo is from you.
I'll give you the full rundown of why Giorno's better than Delivery.
Oh my.
Ooh.
All these JoJo's I've never heard of.
I know.
But next time will be part 3, Stardust Crusaders, starring Jotaro, Kujo,
Ooh.
and the introduction of stands.
Hmm.
See you on the next episode.
Adios.
Your next line is Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Naughty.